Hello everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Jody and I share content about homeschooling, motherhood, and all things intentional living. So thanks so much for joining me. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a closer look at my homeschool planner. So in the past, I have organized things solely in a note on my phone. It's very overwhelming. And because we don't use box curriculum, I do spend a lot of time going through organizing everything to ensure we're covering all of the topics that the kids should be covering in their grade level. So this year I have transitioned over to a homeschool planner. I'm really excited to share it with you. I'm really happy with how it's all come together. And of course, I'm happy to give an update once we've been using it for a bit to let you know how it's going. But I thought it might be helpful to share, for now at least, how I've organized everything. Now, admittedly, it was no small feat pulling this binder all together. However, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm really excited to use it this upcoming school year. I think it's going to cut down the time that I was spending each week doing prep, because again, not using a box curriculum, it certainly takes more time to pull everything together. And with this organized the way that it is, I think it's going to really just really help cut down on that time and just make things flow a lot better. So in hopes that this can be helpful to you as well, without further ado, let's take a look at the binder.
All right, so what I've pulled out here is the Homeschool Planner binder, as well as a couple of the items I used in pulling everything together. So the first item here is my label maker, which I absolutely love. And then this pen here, this came in a pack of 6. These are erasable pens. Fantastic. They were so helpful. And I really liked using them when I was doing this organizing. So highly recommend those. And then as well, this Canadian curriculum book. So I have K through kindergarten through grade 4 of these, and have gone through them to pull out ideas and things like that. So because we don't use a boxed curriculum, I pull all of my ideas straight out of the Ontario curriculum. I go through there and I make determinations of what the kids need to know in the grade level that they're at. And then I referenced these books. I've been referencing these books just to get more concrete explanations of stuff, because not surprisingly, the Ontario government website about the curriculum is not the prettiest. So these books have been really helpful. And then, of course, our binder. And so all of these items are linked in my Amazon storefront if you are looking for them, as well as the tabs inside the binder. So let's take a look at what's inside. I'm just going to pull this book out. All right, so this is the Homeschool Planner. This package I purchased on Etsy. I'll put the link below. I really liked it. It had tons of options for different ways to organize things. And it was very comprehensive. So I really enjoyed working with it. And so I'll link that below. And then here, what I've done is I've put in all these tabs for all these things. And I've organized it basically starting right at the top of years and then drilling down. So we'll just do a quick flip here through this stuff. So planning the year, and then what this includes is just overviews for calendars for the year, as well as just this year at a glance. So I'm just jotting down some notes in each month of concepts and things that we're going to be working on and touching on in those months. And then we get into the monthly calendar. I won't take you through all of these, but basically this is every single month. And then I'm just writing information on them about, relevant things that we want to keep track of, important dates, things of that sort on there. And then birthdays, so we can make sure we're not missing birthday cards. And then over here, I have our terms. So how I've organized everything is into terms, and then the terms are broken down into blocks. And the blocks are essentially periods of about a week, sometimes a little bit more, depending on what we're covering. And they cover different units or topics that we want to cover in that time period. So terms 1 through 3 is going to take us to the end of this calendar year. And then I will replenish the book for next year with the, terms 1 through whatever. I think we'll do another sort of set of terms and then one further one as we move into spring. So that's my general idea of how I'm going to organize it. And this binder system is a first for me. But I'm really excited about how it's turned out. And notwithstanding that I'm organizing it all on the basis of not using a box curriculum, I do think that this could be beneficial for those using box curriculum as well, to keep track of what you're learning and what you want to cover. And just all kinds of other information. Like you can see, I have a daily rhythm, books, field trips, all kinds of things in here. So with all that said, moving back to our terms. So term 1, what I've included at the beginning is just this idea of sort of like the high level, big ticket items that we want to cover in these 3 terms with respect to math and language arts. And I've broken that out for each of the kids. And this I've based off of my reviews of the Ontario curriculums. And so pulling forward concepts that they need to be covering to make sure we get everything. And then I'll do that through the whole year. And then we get into our blocks as we drill down further. And then I have my overview of our blocks. So we'll be doing, each term will consist of approximately 6 blocks. And then we'll take a week break after. And that'll give me a time to sort of replenish the kids' binders. They have binders as well. And I will show those to you on another day. But they match up with what's in here. So yes, you can see these are our topics. I like to use cheesy names sometimes, as you can see. It's fun for me, so and then we move on to the blocks. And then here in the blocks, so what I've done is I've got blocks 1 through 5 here, and I didn't want the big tabs. So the package came with these little tabs like this. It has it written on it, but I wanted just to use the same label maker ones. And so I've just put them on where each of the blocks are, so I can more easily flip between them. And so what I'm going to do for the purpose of today is I'm just going to show you one of the blocks so you can get an idea of how I'm planning and what I do to pull concepts together. So I think we're going to do it's fall time, which is block 3. So this weekly overview is just an idea of some stuff. And this, I think, as I get closer to the dates, will become more populated. But like to do, I don't have anything there right now. Just an idea of where we might want to go for a field trip. And then things I might need to buy and prep for the following week. So that's just reminders for myself at the beginning of this week of what I need to take care of for the following week, which is great. And then here, so overview of blocks. And then I have done one of these for each of my kids. But if your kids, and to be candid, there's a fair bit of duplication across them. So I probably could have gotten away with consolidating it all into one, but I liked the idea of this helping me to keep track of who's doing what. So I did break it out for each, but if your kids are learning, if you have a topic idea, you could just include it here for both the kids, and then you could drill it down further, which I do actually do later on their weekly lessons. So perhaps going forward, I might try that. We'll see. But for this one, this is how I did it. And so you can see this pre-printed form had 5 categories, and then I added the rest. And these are just items we'll touch on. Some of them will be through formal lessons. Some of them will be through just things that we're doing, exploring, morning baskets, like French flashcards are going to be included in their morning baskets for them to look through. Some items will just be extra time, like activities they can do in extra time. So it's basically just sort of an overview of the things that we're going to do and how I'm sort of incorporating everything in. So from here, so we're talking about it's fall time. So we're going to be focusing here on, we've got our language arts topics, we've got our math, and then we're going to be looking as well at time, so clocks and calendars, and then I have a book that we're going to read aloud, and then we have picture books as well. And so you can see there's some duplication in terms of, what the topics are here. So if you don't like to write that much, by all means, you can certainly abbreviate all of that, but I just love that pen so much. And then so for Ray here, same idea, you can see lots of overlap between hers and Aiden's. She generally has a bit more on the art side because Aiden does a day of outdoor school, and Ray and Riley, my youngest, will do art projects that day. Ray is obsessed with learning Spanish ever since we went to Costa Rica, so I'm going to incorporate some Spanish into her morning basket this year. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, there is some differentiation here. Like she's doing CVCE words, and he's not, and then she's going to be doing long vowels and short vowels, and he's already covered that. And so there is some differentiation between their topics there. But anyhow, Then we move into our weekly plan, and this is just for my purposes of a high-level overview of what we're going to be doing during the week in terms of topics. Make sure we're covering sort of the key topics and which days those will fall on. If I need to have things I need to get done that week, then I'll have a to-do list. Top priorities are things that I do not want us to mix. Things happen, people get sick, your plans change, that's fine, but these are the items that I absolutely want us to cover. And then week-long activities is just things that we're going to be doing that they'll both be doing all week long. So just making a note there of that. And then our habits here are just things that are important to us to do every day. So every day we need to be reading, every day we need to be doing mindset, and every day we need to be out in nature. So we have like a little habit tracker here, which should be fun to try out. And then weekly lessons are here. And then, so I've broken it out for each of them. You can see like that. And so by way of example, I know I was talking about time. So they're going to do the same thing on Wednesday. Life skill is learning how to tell time. STEM, we're going to take apart a clock, which I think they'll have a lot of fun with. We're going to talk about seasons and hemispheres and, how the seasons change and how the time changes and how that all kind of just goes together. We're going to go on a little bit of a field trip that day. So this is just an idea of how I would sort of cover a topic and then sort of allot it to a specific day and roll in the different types of learning, be it language arts, math, science, whatever it may be. And so that's that. And where do I get the ideas to do this stuff like this? Just all over the place, honestly. Some of it's just, I think of it. Some of it, I see it on other accounts. Some of it I find on Pinterest, just all over the place. But that's that. So that's the idea of a block. That's how a block is broken down. And then I'll just show you real quick. So we have term 2, 3 here, but I'm just going to show you what else is included in this lovely organizer. Oops, hang on. It's getting hitched up here. I should have bought the larger binder. This is, I think, the 1/2 inch, and I really should have bought the full inch. Okay, so my daily rhythm is included in here, so we have reference to that. I made this on Canva, just I couldn't find a form that I really liked. So that's our daily rhythm there, and I'm happy to talk about that further. If there's interest, drop a note below, and perhaps I can put a video together about that. Then we just have books, like a little bit of book information here, books per subject, family read aloud, so we can keep track. This is a cute way just to write down what we're reading. There's also an independent reading log, but I made some for the kids as well, so I'm not sure if we're going to use these yet. Field trips, just a fun way to keep track of where we're going and where we want to go. And then miscellaneous. So this package seriously had so much stuff. Account info here. So like websites and passwords, that'll be super helpful. Wish list in case I have anything that comes up there. And then a tab just for mama, which is not filled out yet, but basically just like my intentions and books and podcasts and things I want to do in September. And then habit tracker for myself as well. And yeah, I'm going to spend some time filling those out. But that's basically everything that's in the Homeschool planner binder system. So as you can see, it covers all the topics and all our like learning plans and things of that nature, but it also covers a whole bunch of other stuff, which is why I think the system could actually be beneficial for people who are both using box curriculum and those who are not. So that's the system. If you have any questions, I'm happy certainly to keep you posted on how it's all going, because again, this is our first time using this system. Really excited about it, but yeah, I'm happy to keep you posted. If you have any questions, absolutely drop a note below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks so much for watching.